channel once again. In this tutorial I will be telling you regarding the Matplotlib, which is a Python library for plotting the graphs and scatter plots and all. So basically we'll go in the documentation of Matplotlib. Let's say I open Matplotlib. So it says Matplotlib is a plotting library for Python programming languages and its numerical mathematics extension NumPy. So there's a huge documentation inside this. I'll not go into detail into documentations. You can go ahead with the documentation and you can read it separately. I'll tell you the basic functions which are used for general purpose. If I go into documentation of this one, it has a huge number of things which are lying over here. You can read it separately. If you want to go for examples, you will get all these examples, how these graphs have been plotted. It will be given, for example, this polygon. So if you just copy this and paste it in your Jupyter notebook, and it will plot you this kind of graph. But the most important thing is that you should know what actually it is doing. So what is the meaning of importing NumPy as NP and Matplotlib.pyplot as PLT? Then how you can label this x-axis, this y-axis, how you can name it, how you can give the legends over here. So all these things are important. So without any delay, I'll start with the code now. I know you have got bored, so let us start coding. So I'll just start my terminal Jupyter notebook. So this has started my Jupyter notebook. Now what I'll do, I'll open a new Python file. Okay, now so first thing is that line chart. How you can plot a line chart? First thing you have to do is from Matplotlib import pyplot as PLT. Okay, now to plot something you need to have a coordinates, x coordinate and y coordinate. So you will do plt dot plot and you will give x coordinate and y coordinate. Let's say x coordinates are 1, 3, 2, 44, and corresponding to these y coordinates are 23, 2, 1. Now if you want to plot this, so you just have to write plt dot show and run. You see the graph has been plotted. Now if you change the value of this one, let's say I say 122, it will change. Alright, so corresponding to 122 the value is 23. So if you can see is 122, this point is having a value of 23, which is this one, so below 20. Similarly you have 32 corresponding to 32. This 32 would be somewhere between this one, so this point you have value of 2, so it is around 2, this point. So it is just drawing a line between these 3 points, plotted points. Now what if you want to do the labeling of this graph? So in that case you have to write plt dot title, and what is the name of the title? So let's say you want to give the name of the title as graphs. Alright, so when you run this, it will show you graphs. Let's make it capital. Now you want to give the label for x also, so we have plt dot x label, and x label, let's say you have number of cycles. Right, when you run it, it will show you number of cycles. Okay. Then similarly you have plt dot y label, and let's say you have years. So when you run this, it will show you it is labeled, well labeled. Graphs is the name of this entire thing. y-axis you have years and x-axis you have number of cycles. So in that way you can plot this thing. Now let's say you have to plot histogram. This is the line chart you have drawn. So let's say you have to draw a histogram. Now when you are drawing histogram, you need not import again and again, but you can, from safer side, you can keep it, but there is no issue in that case. The only thing is that you have to run all the cell if in case it gets stuck. So let's say from Matplotlib import pyplot as plt. Now for histograms you have to define bins and let's say you have you want to decipher the ages, particular ages of people in a particular area. So let's say population ages, and you have a list of let's say 20, then we have 33, 25, 66, 78, like that. Then you have to create the bins for that. So in histogram, you know, you define the bins also. So bins, I'll keep it as 0. It will start from 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Alright. Now to plot your histogram, you have to write plt.hist. Alright. And what I will plot? So population ages, then bins, and hist style you will put as hist style, hist type equals to, you can say bar. Alright. Then you have to define the width of the bar. So r width equals to, let's say 0.5, right? Then you write plt.show and you run this command. You see, it has plotted. It has plotted the histogram based on bins and the population ages which you had given over here. Alright, so like that you can plot anything. And if I go into documentation of this thing, if you want to plot this or any other thing you want to plot this thing, you want to plot this, let's say let's plot this. So this is line curve and this one is the thing which has been given. NP is numerical Python, so because it is associated with graphs and mathematical formula, so you have to import NumPy also. So NumPy is a numerical Python library, and I would suggest you go with the documentation of NumPy. It is hardly anything. You just have to learn the basics to go for undergoing this. You just have to learn the basic for undergoing right. So let's paste it over here. Now when you run this, about NumPy path effective formula, okay. X.plot, something is missing, I guess. Somewhere I have left something. Copied. I think some issue with the code. So let's go with some other thing. Let's go with this code. So you just copy this, you can paste over here. You see, these are the legends, x-axis, y-axis, what is the name which has been given. So it's a simple way to plot your things. Basically it is most important for the data scientists because they have to visualize the data in graphical formats. So best way to visualize any data is to plot it in a graphical format. So that is the thing as far as this is concerned. So that is all, guys. You can try your different kind of plottings doing documentations. There are huge documentations, huge number of plots which are available, and you can go one by one. There is nothing great in this. That's all, guys. I will see you next time. Good day.